Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. So nice that you are here. So in this video I want to talk about 6 things you shouldn't do when building your portfolio. So a few things to really avoid when you want to create a portfolio that gets you hired. So you're probably building a portfolio right now or thinking about getting started, then this is the right video for you. Listen carefully. Yeah, just please don't make these mistakes if you really want to get hired. Generally, a portfolio is a collection of your really best work. It's there to showcase your style, your skills, your problem-solving abilities. Although this sounds, I think, like pretty easy when you say it, it actually is not that easy because there are many traps and many things that you can do really wrong. So recruiters and hiring managers may really only look at your portfolio for a super short time, for only a few minutes. So it's crucial that you present your work in a simple and a digestible and in an easy scannable way that really speaks to who you are as a designer. I'm a huge fan of the agency Anton and Irene, and they once said in a talk a few years ago, "Don't put crap in your portfolio, otherwise people will hire you for crap." And this really stuck in my head. I still need to think about it, so I feel this is already a really good inspiration for this video. Mistake number 1, lack of context. Ideally, your design portfolio shouldn't contain, like huge blocks of text, but you also shouldn't exclude all copy. Your work needs context so that potential clients and employees can better understand and appreciate what you went through. So writing a really brief paragraph about the project will also really demonstrate your design approach, will guide them through your thinking approach and your working style. So really try to include the details for every project in your portfolio. First of all, like the client and the company, and then the goal of the project, like how it was created, who else was involved, your specific role, your responsibilities, the timeline, and the process, so all of the phases you went through. And of course the outcome, your results with learnings and maybe some key success metrics. I like to add a mini text paragraph with a headline and a short description to each paragraph section of the portfolio. It could be, research, like talk about the research method you chose, why did you choose it, and what was the outcome of it. Okay, so mistake 2. Not the right amount of work. You probably know about this problem. It's so easy to really procrastinate and never start, or start when it's almost too late and you just don't have enough time to finish it or to iterate on it, and you waste a lot of time not doing anything and then need to do everything in the last minute and it's just not enough time. Or you put a lot of work in it and it never really sees the light of days. So in the beginning, it's super easy to feel totally overwhelmed by the task. But what I can really recommend you to make everything short and sweet and not too much work, but enough work that it's really worth it. So really learn how to tell a more strategic narrative so it's much more common for designers to add too much work, to really be very much perfectionism around the portfolio piece. But I would recommend to be a little bit more strategic about it. So think about how you really want to position yourself as a designer, who is going to see that, what kind of content is really necessary and what could you also really leave out. Are you focusing on research and want to become a UX researcher? Are you focusing a little bit more on the strategy? So what is your goal with that portfolio and how you really want to position yourself? So do some planning before you get started. So mistake number 3 is overcomplicate, over-designed layout. So a portfolio's main purpose is really to highlight your best work in order to help you, advance in your career. So if you're building your own portfolio website, keep this in mind. So when selecting a template or a layout, really think about not too complicated. As with all design, put the customer's experience or the user's experience first. So the customer here is the potential employer or hiring manager or client. So it should be as easy as possible for them to really understand what you're doing. So you might have to sacrifice some cool visuals and some really complex animations to really achieve that. As an alternative, you may choose like a one-page layout as a result. Website visitors won't have to bounce between pages or click around to find what they're searching for. I personally use Behance as part of my portfolio, where I upload most of my case studies. I feel it's pretty straightforward, it's super easy to navigate, and you get a lot of eyes on it, also from people you don't know, because they are looking for projects and then your projects comes up in the search and they find you. I got a lot of clients through that, so it's super easy, and it's also for free. Then we have mistake number 4, no personality. Keep in mind, you will not only be hired for your skills, but also for your personality. Your designs are made by a human, so companies are also interested in seeing who you are as a person, not only your work. They want to learn about your personality, and to really stand out, you can just put it out there and present yourself. But this doesn't really mean that you have to get rid of all traces of professionalism. Keep it fun, but still professional. You could get creative with the about section, for example. Really create your own personal branding, or link to your blog, for example, or your Instagram page if you share content there. And of course, it depends a bit on the company, right? So if you are applying for a position at a little bit more conservative bank, then also keep in mind that reducing the fun part might be necessary. But if you're applying at a little bit more informal startup, then you can show a bit more of your personality. Mistake number 5, only showing the end result. And this is one of the biggest mistakes you can do, I would say. And I have seen this many times from designers really trying to apply who have like a dribble portfolio where you only see the final design. And this is not interesting for hiring managers, right? Generally, do not really rely on the stylish and polished designs. Your process is as important as the final product. If you really want to learn more about how to structure a case study, I already filmed a step-by-step guide of this, which you can just watch after this video, so I'm going to link it here. And if you want to tell the whole story, really consider including other items in your portfolio. So what is the brief? What kind of methods you chose? Why did you choose them? Where are your early mock-ups? Did you do any sketches, and what did you learn from them? What were the results of user testing, and what were your learnings? Any results in the end? So really talk about the whole story. Mistake number 6, no really way to get in touch with you. And most of the times you will be showing your portfolio to someone else, like you show it in an interview. And my recommendation is to always have a public portfolio. If someone is interested in your work and really wants to know more about, they should be able to really get in touch with you and see your work online somewhere. I would recommend to really include a clear way how people could contact you in your portfolio, such as an email address, could also be social media, or any contact form, for example. You never know what happens there. I'm, for example, from Behance or through email, I'm getting a lot of client projects. So always make sure to add your email, your phone number to your portfolio or to your website, or however you want to be reached. Ideally, your portfolio is online, and even people from outside of where you're applying really find your portfolio, might even contact you for your work and offer you some work opportunities, although you haven't even applied. This is actually what happened to me because of Behance and because of the content I'm sharing. Highly recommended. This is huge help. So getting a lot of eyes on your work will be super beneficial for you. Also in the long term, you never know what happens. I feel in the end, I also really want to highlight that you always iterate. Always. You're always changing your portfolio. It's never really done. Same with me. I'm just updating my portfolio. I have a few new projects that I want to add. I'm changing also the style a little bit, so that's normal. So you can update it regularly once you created a new portfolio piece that you want to share. Always evolving, also based on your style and your experience, and also the things that you really want to highlight there. Adding recent work to your design portfolio should not be, purpose of really updating your portfolio. Utilize it instead to really revisit your skills, goals, and vision. And perhaps you realize that you want to learn a new design technique, or that you want to focus on a specific area, or that you're interested in just focusing on another industry. A portfolio is basically everything you put out there. So the talks you give at a conference, the content you share on Instagram, the articles you write on Medium, the posts, the stories you share on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Keep that in mind. When people look you up online, they will also take that into consideration, not only the portfolio you share with. I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know what you think, and also let me know if you have any questions. I'm super happy to answer them. Just write them in the question thing below. And yeah, feel free to say hi on Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss any upcoming videos. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Good luck with the application process.